Italia Velosport presentation of the 1984 Giro d'Italia, the 67th edition.
Now, where are we here?
This is Lucca. It's the start of the Giro d'Italia, the Prologue. This is the city center square where we had the presentations of the team the day before.
And Prologue starts in the square here.
Yeah, you can see the starting ramp right down below, right in the right-hand corner. And riders starting off down the ramp right now. This is the city center square in Lucca, in the old part of the city. And
it's a nice city.
That
beautiful
is the course out there in the underneath the trees on top of the old city wall. And this here is Bataille. He's a team leader for Carrera Inox Pran. He's getting ready. He's getting his countdown, getting down the starting ramp right now.
It looks like there's a little bit of wind today.
Just a little bit. Once you get up on the castle wall, or the old city wall, it's actually a lot greater. And it's a pretty rough start there. Get up on the, get starting out in the cobblestones.
Look at the crowds.
It looks like he's really working hard now. Is he trying to work all out, or is he saving some for later, or exactly what's he doing here?
No, he's just going flat out. It's just a 5-kilometer course, and it's basically rectangular in shape. There are 4 corners. The first one's pretty hard, then basically straightaways, one little dip or two, and we go through some old gatehouses with some cobblestones in it, and sharp left-hand turn, the last turn coming off of the old wall into the finish straight, where there are some more cobblestones for like the last 500 meters. And
do they run a motorcycle with each contestant this way?
Yeah, they sure do. Just to let the crowds know, basically, there is a rider coming. And there's Fignon, Laurent Fignon, Renault Elf, French rider, in the right-hand corner, getting ready for his start. And this is Bataille, team leader for Carrera Inox Pran. He is a previous winner of the Tour of Italy and the Tour of Spain in the same year. And Laurent Fignon, a great time trialist here.
Fignon won the Tour de France a couple of years ago, didn't he?
Just last year, for his first time. And here he is getting his countdown. And Laurent Fignon.
You know, it looks like they're starting down an incline there at the beginning. Is that normal for a time trial?
Yeah, it sure is, because the riders are starting in such a big year that they really need to. Yeah. Here's Moser. He's on one of the special bikes that was prepared for him to use in the his preparation for the world hour record, which he is successful.
Now I noticed the wheels on this are a little different than the normal bicycle wheel.
Right, they calculated, some engineers during the Tour of Italy, that they are worth perhaps 2 seconds per kilometer. And whether this was in fact true or not, because of some of the adverse conditions, which you'll see later in the time trials, really twisty corners, a lot of railroad tracks, trolley tracks, and cobblestones in a lot of part of the course. We just went through a gatehouse here. Moser getting a really good start.
Now you mentioned that those special wheels are good for about 2 seconds a kilometer, and on a 5-kilometer course that comes to 10 seconds. Is that going to be a significant amount of time?
Any amount of time can be significant in a race. The Tour of Italy here will be so tightly contested because there are perhaps 30 riders that really could have a chance of winning it. Like we saw Bataille earlier, he would finish 43rd in the Prologue, just 30 seconds down on Moser. Moser would go on to take the Prologue. And Fignon, who we saw earlier, would finish 8th, just 16 seconds down. And you see Moser here. And using the special bike, whether he will use this bike will remain to be seen in the other time trials because of the conditions I told about earlier. The roughness of the course. Here's one of the sharper turns that we went through. And it's hard for him, for most of the riders actually, that use some special tires that were very narrow, like on the last turn. you'll see him coming down. It's very tight and it can be hard to handle, especially with that smaller front wheel that he's using to cut some of the wind resistance off. Although he appears to be having a little bit of trouble with his saddle. He's pushing himself back on it quite a bit, whether it's tilted up or something I can't really see, but he's having a little bit of trouble with it.
Now, I noticed that the bicycle geometry is a little different on this bike than a standard bicycle. The seat tube is actually curved. Is this a special bike for this particular stage, or will he ride this throughout the stage race?
No, he'll just use this particularly for the time trial here, and for the other time trials also. There's Silvano Contini, Bianchi Paggio, getting ready for his start. He's one of the favorites from the Bianchi team to take. He was a serious threat in the past few Giro d'Italias.
Now, of the riders we've seen, Mosier is the only one so far that's had these special solid wheels. Were there any other riders besides him that used these?
In the later time trials, there were Atala, Lejarreta, a few of the other riders, although Fignon did not use them, and one of the few in the top 10 that did not use them in the later time trials. Although you'll see some different styles of solid wheel later on.
I noticed on some of the corners there seemed to be some tracks or something going diagonally across the rider's path. Do those present much of a problem for the rider?
Oh, they were when they change like a dip. Yeah, like right there where we just saw the change in surface. Sometimes it can be slick if it was raining, or like changing like a brick divider. It can be a little bit different, but it's not as rough as some of the courses that we'll see. And the fans out here are just really incredible. Like near the start finish, they're like 10, 15 deep. He's coming close to the last kilometer right now in the course. There it is right there. And coming up, we have a sharp left-hand turn in the last 500 meters. We'll see him.
Looks like he's really putting on a good hard effort here toward the finish.
Yeah, like you were suggested earlier, every second really does count, psychologically, if nothing else.
Well, he's close there.
Yeah, he really was. And coming into this cobblestone finish, right there, change surface, and on into the finish. Number 91, Francesco Moser.
Is he a favorite in the event?
He certainly is. Some people have said that this Tour of Italy was designed specifically for him, although he has done very well, and throughout the season he will go on to take 27 victories. Here's Moreno Argentine, his champion of Italy, and very, very inspired rider. There's Moser again, just after the finish of his prologue.
He looks like he's a little winded.
Yeah, he's a little tired there. This is a good effort. And Moreno Argentine taking a start. And very, very inspired rider now that he has that Italian jersey. You'll see later that he does very well in the time trials. And he's very, very well known for his uphill sprint finishes. Does very well at those. And in some of the stages, such as Blockhouse, Selva di Val Gardene, and there's Baron Kelly.
Now, are some of these riders known for certain abilities, as in climbing or sprinting? Or
Oh yeah, certainly. Moser would be considered more roller sprinter. He would be good on the flatter stages, they say. And say Argentine considered a climber, Baron Kelly a roller sprinter, also a climber, very good climber. Visentini the same, good climber. He came very close to winning last year's Tour of Italy and lost it, they say, in the time bonuses. Lucien Vanip in the upper right-hand corner in the Belgian national champion's jersey. Visentini on the course right now. And Speroni won the Tour of Italy last year from Visentini, they say, because of his time bonuses, which caused somewhat of a flap.
Now, Cerrone is known for a strong sprint, isn't that true?
That's true. And although last year he defended his jersey very well in the mountains, there's Cerrone right now, starting in the pink jersey that he won as last year's winner. He's wearing his last year's winner.
So he starts this stage this year with
Right.
the leader's jersey.
Right, And this prologue will determine the new wearer of the pink jersey.
Now, is Cerrone a very good time trialer?
He's an excellent time trialist. He has won 2 Tours of Italy, and first in 1979 he won primarily with his time trialing abilities, which he had never been really known from before. And very, very strong. He would go on to finish at 9th place, 16 seconds down. Byzantini was 3rd at 6 seconds, as we saw. And Van Imp, another favorite, was 51st at 32 seconds down. And a rider they don't show or have not shown yet is Milani, who would take 2nd.
Now,
And Argentine, another rider they showed earlier, would take 6th at 14 seconds down in the prologue.
and who won the prologue?
Moser.
So Moser, as well as being a good track rider, apparently has some strength in a prologue or a time trial.
Exactly. And I think a lot of that comes from his pursuing abilities, his general overall strength that he has gained in the past year, like how he won Milan San Remo on the closing kilometers as a pursuit style, time trialing away. And here we see Cerrone finishing up, and Toriani, the tour organizer, just behind him in the car. And here's the center of Lucca again, the old city. And there's Moser preparing to receive his first pink jersey for 1984. And to the crowd is just fanatical. Their hero receiving that pink jersey. This is just really incredible for them. It was just pandemonium there.
Now,
It's really, really great.
the crowd is more so behind Moser than Cerrone. I
Oh
thought
yeah,
Cerrone was-
Yeah, there would be kind of a rivalry between the two of them in the press. Good boy, bad boy type thing. Moser's could be considered untouchable. He's like a cut above type of rider. He's just very well thought of there. And Cerrone